Welcome back, everyone. I'm Maddles, with me as Lurley, and this is the ESET UK Masters Showdown, Game 9 of 9. Lurley, take it away. Introduce these two for what will definitely be the last time this evening.
Oh, yep. We've had an amazing series so far tonight, guys. A little bit of predictable games every now and then, because we have seen the same style out of the Terran pretty much consistently, and we've seen ToD struggle to deal with it. Some games he handles it perfectly, some games he just crumbles to the pressure. Let's see how our Frenchman is going to be doing in this game. In the top left, the red Protoss player, it's ToD. And in the bottom right spawn position, we've got the blue Terran player who has been bringing on the pain with his multitasking and his medevac drops all around the map, using the new boost ability to its maximum effect. It is the German player, for the last time this evening, KraSS.
And as you said, we'll wait to see what happens this game, but I'm going to say it, I reckon we're probably going to see some drop play.
Oh, you think?
Maybe just a little bit, one or two. It'd be good if KraSS switched up his play. I mean, just the way he's been keeping all of his army together, only attacking 1 point at a time. It's paid off some games, but the rest of them, like ToD, he's just been on top of it. So maybe if he went for some multitasking, ToD could be in some problems.
Yeah, ToD is definitely not looking forward to dealing with those super fast drops anymore. He is... Oh well, he might do something crazy, like a 4-gate, and be like, I don't even want to do this anymore. I just want to get the win and be done with your stupid medevac drops. Could see something like that. Maybe an aggressive 2-base timing push before he really starts to feel the pain of those medevacs. We could see something along those lines, but it is an ace match, Maddles, and ace matches are definitely sometimes either super short or they turn out to be macro fests, as we've seen before.
Well, we'll wait to see what's happening, but I'm on the edge of my seat because it's getting pretty tense, actually, because these two desperately want it. The winner gets £130, and that is nothing to take away because the loser also manages to win £50. So this is a pretty good prize pool, and well, these two are desperately wanting to be the victor. And now, ToD in the previous game, Game 8, went for that Stargate opening, and I thought that was really good because he followed up the Oracles, which he did great amounts of damage with a couple of Phoenix, which helped him deal with those drops really well. And I'm interested to see if he carries on that sort of strategy into this game.
Yeah, Phoenix really shut down drop play hardcore, so if you open up with, let's say, a 1-gate, 1-Stargate expand, or a Stargate expand, which is really risky, or just go for a Stargate after your Nexus, that's something you can do. Harass a little bit with your Phoenix, pick off a few SCVs, and then just keep them in the air to shut down any of the drop play. And it is a very intensive move and a lot of commitment to go for the Phoenix, but I really feel that it could be an option for ToD to do that. You're right, Maddles. Phoenix would be something that he can consider because he's had so much trouble with those drops.
Now, that Mothership Core is coming out exceptionally early on. Meanwhile, though, for KraSS, he's just busy. He's got his command center nearly complete. He's got the bunker coming down, and he's going very, very standard, just getting the additional barracks and the 2 gas there. So the Zealot forced back by the nice spread on the Marines. Akelon Waste is more of a macro map, but there's lots of different angles in to come in for air harassment and also for drops. So I think this could turn out to be very, very funky.
It could. Let's see what he's going to be doing with this early Mothership Core. It is starting to move across the map right now. It's an attack move, actually. FYI. Not that it matters anything, because it will probably not encounter any resistance along the way before he gets to the natural base of KraSS, who is, by the way, expanded. Normally, nothing out of the ordinary. Tech lab, reactor on his barracks, 2 gases, going to be dropping down a factory after starting stim. And yeah, what is there to say about this? It's looking all very normal. 2 gateways for ToD, Forge, yada yada yada. But this Mothership Core, what is it doing there?
It's going to probably go and try and harass the mineral line. But while we wait for that, let us just remind you that, of course, this is all put on by ESETUKMasters.com. Also at ESETUKMasters / on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and YouTube as well. So make sure you check them out because the grand finals of Season 1, the £10,000 prize pool event, is coming up on the 22nd to 25th of March. I'm casting it, Lurlian's casting it, so is Joroso and possibly some others, and that basically just means that there's going to be some seriously cool action going on, and you should definitely give it a check out. And of course, you should also follow Lurlian because he's a cool guy. Just like
Yes.
I'm just putting it simple there. Just like, yeah, that is just a fact, and Lurlian agrees with me, which I'm glad to know.
I can confirm this statement to be true. I'm just kidding around, of course. I don't really tweet as much. I'm not as much of a tweeter. I'm more of a Facebook kind of guy, but I don't have a Facebook page. So, not a Facebook fan page or something. There are a lot of people who like looked me up on Facebook and became my friends, but it's kind of weird, to have fans on your own Facebook. You know what I mean?
They're stalkers. I hate to break it to you. That's what their job is. They want to know where you live, Lurlian.
Anyway, good scan here by KraSS. Sees everything that ToD is doing. Sees the I think he barely saw
Yeah,
that.
he
Twilight Council.
does see the Twilight Council coming down. That is a brilliant scan. Knows straight away what ToD is going to be going for. Knows what he's safe from as well. We've got ToD also chucking down that cannon. So he is really, really making sure that he's quite safe from drops. A cannon at each base. But one cannon alone with that boost may not be enough.
It might not be. We'll have to see. Those Marines gonna be moving across the map as we are speaking. Stim has finished up. KraSS, a really big fan of getting Stim super ridiculously, redonkulously early before starting his factory, before doing anything else with his gas. He gets a tech lab and he starts Stim. That's what he does. So he has Stim on these Marines, and that could be catching ToD off guard a little bit. We've seen ToD get caught off guard by that super early Stim timing before. He just was in the middle of the map with his units, and all of a sudden a lot of Stim Marines run up to him, and he's like, Stim Marines, I didn't expect that, and he loses a lot of units. So let's hope that doesn't happen again.
You know what is going to happen, though?
Drops!
Drop play! Double drop loaded up. It's coming up towards the main. There are 3 stalkers there, though, and that photon cannon, so it could get shut down. We'll wait to see. It's going. I feel like you should definitely have the Jaws music as a triggerable event right now.
Stalkers are in position though, but there's only 3 of them. I think he can just drop on top, and that's exactly what he's doing, dropping on top. Are we gonna see the photon overcharge? Yes, there it is. The Marines are starting to die, but they have Stim and they are being healed by the Manavax, and there is the lift up into the Manavax. Might be able to get one, and it does. Not using the boost right away, but I don't think the 1 medevac would have been able to get away regardless.
No, that was quite unfortunate, losing 1 medevac, and it was completely full. So that was a lot of Marines that went down and the medevac. We do have the Templar Archives coming down as well. Feedback's ready to put an end to some of those medevacs as well. So this is good play, but all of the energy on the Mothership core has now been used. And because ToD is taking down these rocks, I'm expecting to see a relatively quick 3rd base. And there's also a quick 3rd on its way out for KraSS. He's already queued up to build the command center there, so that's good. A drop though, coming down to the natural, double cannons, not in range, and well, a couple of probes go down, nothing to worry about.
Nope, nothing to worry about. ToD has got this, as I like to say. I'm not even sure what kind of accent that is, but I've got these, I've got these. I'm not even sure what it is. It sounds a little bit French. Anyway, ToD has got this. He defended pretty well, and oh my god, we see a non-Wings of Liberty unit coming out of the Terran. I am so excited.
He's getting a Widow Mine. He's just like, oh wait, what's this? I haven't used one of these yet. He's queuing up 3 of them. He is desperately, he's like, wow, I hear these are pretty good from Twitter, so I guess I'll make some.
Yeah, and he's going to be burrowing a few, I think, at the bottom of that ramp. We've seen in earlier show matches and other matches.
Oh, drop getting shut down towards the 3rd. Just manages to get away. 8 health on that medevac. That was really close.
Yeah, I missed that. Good catch there. Maddles, 8 HP. Only 1 more Stalker shot would have taken that out. That was really, really close. I was going to point out that the location where the Widow Mine is now buried is a very standard place to do one, but ToD is not going to be expecting this. He will not expect to be a Widow Mine there.
The Phoenix does not even see the factory though, I don't think. So very, very just on the edge of its vision, nearly got the view, but the Widow Mine goes off, gets detonation, both go off, meaning 2 Stalkers, Sentries, or Zealots were taken down, and that's really cost effective for those Widow Mines.
Yeah, indeed, they have pretty much paid for themselves already, and they're going to force ToD to get out an observer, which is going to be difficult because he doesn't have a robo.
Yeah, and so immediately that means that actually I can't move out of my base quite yet, which is very problematic. We do have Blink on its way down as well. The Marines pushing up, a nice little Stim just getting a quick snipe off there, forcing a force field as well. Another Widow Mine burrowing down. This is pretty problematic actually. It's containing ToD very well.
Yeah, it is, but he is still able to expand to his 3rd base, so I guess it's not the worst of contains you could possibly imagine. I mean, being contained on 1 or 2 bases with Widow Mines would be horrible, but this is a 3-base contain, And it's definitely true that our Terran player is doing what he wants right now, is in a good position. But ToD, he's you know what I mean. He's not in the worst position. He's got
Yeah,
three
he's fine.
bases.
He's still producing nicely. He's still getting out the upgrades. Upgrades currently at 1-2 against 2-1, so fairly equal, cancels each other out. But we can see these rocks are trying to get taken down now. Some good feedbacks on those medevacs mean the one gets taken out and there's less healing available. But forward come the Marines. They want that Archon dead.
Oh, they want the Archon dead, but they do not quite get it. He cannot really push into here. The Storms are going to absolutely rip that Terran army apart if he tries to push in there. So he's got to start thinking of a follow-up, and that's exactly what he's doing. The Ghosts are coming out, and the EMPs will be ready.
Widow Mine drop. This is going to be so catastrophically unsuccessful with the cannons, though.
Yeah, it is. This is gonna fail hardcore. He might be able to fly past the cannons and go into the main base and have a little bit more success. But those cannons, they might be able to take it out before he gets there.
There's a cannon in the main base as well.
Oh, is there?
By the right, it's later.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is.
So detection everywhere. Trying to drop this may not work. The cannon gets one shot off. Did ToD notice?
I would suppose he did. Here comes the medevac, and oh my god, what's this? Widow mines! And they are burrowing at a place where the cannon can actually not detect them, but the observer is about to pop out of the robo, so everything should be K.
It should be okay, but this is giving time for KraSS to push up into the third base, trying to get off that High Templar, but doesn't manage to do so. The cannon's doing a nice amount of damage, and so far it's pretty tough work for KraSS to try to...
Oh my god! Oh, so many probes! That was absolutely sick! My god, that Widow Mine didn't fire yet, and it got an immense amount of workers. I hope we got that on camera. 19 workers killed. Oh my god, sorry, I flipped out.
That was pretty flip-out worthy, I've got to say. What is also pretty flip-out worthy is the fact that KraSS is now simultaneously producing 4 command centers.
That's pretty flip-out worthy too.
that is just like, I like command centers. There's still a Widow Mine sitting there, but there's an observer right on top of it, so it should get taken out. Oh, a nice storm there as well, getting a lot of those infantry units very low. Some Blink Micro being executed expertly there by ToD means that he clears out everything. That Marauder died in what seemed like such a painful way.
Yeah, those new physics in Heart of the Swarm, they look really good. I'm really happy with the way how they improved the graphics and specifically the physics of how things, die.
Yeah, it almost makes me feel bad sometimes though. But at the moment we've got more scans coming off, just trying to get a look on where that observer is, try and snipe it off if KraSS was able to. But we've got extended thermal lance. That is on its way now. We've got the 2-3 upgrades coming down for ToD, and also the +3 weapons just now completed for the incredible Mr. KraSS.
Yeah, KraSS, man, he is looking good, keeping his opponent contained to the 3 bases right now. Not as much anymore. I mean, we see that ToD is getting ready to take his 4th base, but the 4th base for KraSS has been up for a little while. The supply advantage currently in ToD's favor, though, but that's probably just because our Terran player wants to build his perfect composition. He wants to get a few Vikings in there, wants to get a few Ghosts in there, and doesn't want to get himself maxed out on pure Marine Marauder medevac.
Now, the thing that is really curious to me is the fact that KraSS obviously has got all these additional orbit commands around, but he's just keeping them. Remember in game 1, he just never floated them down. He's got such good map dominance that ToD is really pinned back in his base. Why doesn't he just float them around and take additional expansions? He could very happily do so.
He definitely could. Though we might see him do that. He has to do that, because not having enough bases has lost him a few games already. Here he goes. Here come the Ghosts. But they don't really do anything. Ooh, there's some good EMPs.
Yeah, those EMPs were absolutely swish times. More amazing EMPs going down. A scan means the observer gets taken out. Those Colossi have no shields left. The Vikings dealing some nice damage. The High Templar get a storm to the right on the flank, but the High Templar are pretty low on energy now.
That was a pretty even exchange, I'd say. A lot of good EMPs on one side, a few good storms on the other. So both players are like, I took some damage there. Did I take more? Did he take more? Am I going to push in? Am I not? It looks like ToD is going to be the more confident one. He's going to go for it.
He is, he's pushing up, but he's got to break the soft contain. But the Vikings are now going to start shredding through these Colossi. One volley kills them without any shields, and we see the 3 already taken down. And now, of course, we see the KraSS is starting to push forward. He's doing some nice damage. He's picking up some sentry, some High Templar. He is going for it. No Colossi remain, and without that splash damage and without the storms, I think KraSS he's definitely going to deny this 4th, and could even try and push up into the natural.
He could try and finish the game right now, but I don't think he wants to. He is one of those Terrans that you know, spoons his opponent to death, and he might be caught in an awkward position here. I think we're going to see all the medevacs lift up these units and fly out of there. Don't forget about your Vikings, KraSS. KraSS is actually going to fight here and land his Vikings. There's no more storms remaining, and this bio army is doing wonders.
Yeah, this Bioforce is so powerful at the moment, so potent. Some good EMPs went off. We've also got just so many medevacs there to heal up. The fourth base taken out. A good storm there. Need to be careful not to lose much more. But all in all, this push was absolutely astonishing for KraSS.
Yeah, it was KraSS really doing a good job there. He's now going to be retreating slowly. Actually, not slowly. He's going to turn around and fight. He's like, I'm no coward. I'm going to do this, which might definitely have been a really bad decision.
It might definitely have been a bad decision indeed, because he lost a couple of medevacs there, lost a lot of units, but ultimately, if you've denied the fourth base, you're not actually in a terrible spot. Where are these Vikings going with a medevac?
They're going to be harassing this third base. 1 Marine, 3 Vikings, and a medevac. They've got this.
The medevac just there to supervise. Upper management is its purpose.
Oh, he's actually going to get it. Wow. Is he?
It's going to be... The Warpin should stop it, but there no cancel goes down, so really nice little move there. And even the Colossi taking a couple of volleys from these Vikings.
Wow, actually taking a lot of volleys. Actually almost kills that Colossi there. That was definitely worth it. I mean, 3 Vikings and a medevac and a single Marine to kill, or at least force a cancel on the fourth base again and do a lot of damage to a Colossi. I would say it's worth it, even though it was unintentional and probably just a missed rally point on the Stargates. Starports.
Yeah, I think it was definitely worth it. And now we see as well the KraSS, he's floating up to take his 5th base. The 6th orbital command just sitting in the middle for the moment. He could also take the bottom left base quite happily though, should he want to. And well, this is putting him miles and miles ahead. The worker count 70 to 61 in KraSS's favor, and he's got 6 mules. No, 7 mules.
Well, he's got a lot of income. As we can see if you bring up the income tab right now, it's heavily favoring blue, and blue is Terran, and Terran is blue, and KraSS is blue. So KraSS has the income advantage is what I'm trying to say. Some SCVs being sacrificed for the greater good of producing more Vikings and Ghosts.
Yep, as we see, that Zealot desperately trying to kill a couple of Marines. One goes down, but his buddies are going to come and help him out, hopefully. So all this is really achieving is that ToD knows that actually I know where this orbital command is. I know that he's trying to take some additional bases and is now just going to start moving forward. But it also is a bit of a warning to ToD that he's got to secure this 4th base and probably even a 5th very shortly.
Yeah, he's got to start thinking about a 5th base, and he is thinking about a 5th base. Good call there, man. He's going to be taking that base right now in the top of the map. Also, the 4th base has finally finished up, and looks like this time it might stay alive because there's High Templar defense, there's a lot of cannons, so finally ToD establishes his solid 4th base and is ready to go into the late game.
A good scan goes there down by KraSS, just showing precisely the entire army ToD has out on the field. That's essential because really what KraSS needs to do now is get his army into the right composition to be able to combat that. So what ToD has out at the moment is 6 Colossi and 7 High Templar. So the Viking count at 14, he probably needs a couple more of those out, but definitely needs some more Ghosts.
The ghost count a little bit low. The Vikings are getting a little bit ahead of themselves, trying to snipe one of the Colossi, but they don't quite manage to get it. The Stalker's now getting ahead of themselves, and they do blink out in time, taking out a few Ghosts, and Ghosts is something that KraSS didn't have as many.
Yeah, there wasn't enough Ghosts there. We see that, of course, there are a few Marines and Marauders just making sure the Zealot doesn't manage to take out that top orbital command, which hasn't unfortunately been able to mine much as of yet. A couple of SCVs just chilling around here, waiting to go and sacrifice themselves for the greater good, for the greater supply, but all in all, this game is very close. Both players maxed out. Upgrades are 3-3 v 3-3. Yep,
so upgrade-wise, relatively even. ToD is gonna get stronger and stronger, though, relatively to the army of KraSS, because he's going to be getting his shield upgrades. And, of course, Absolute, he's not going to get that much stronger. Actually, I'll just stop talking, because it didn't make any sense.
I knew what you meant, Lurlian, though. It was... You may not have been poetic with it, but the point got across. And of course, what we've got is now we've got the bottom left base trying to get taken, but a couple of Marines there are going to see it, and well, all of ToD's army's out of position. That Nexus is not going to complete. If it does, it'll be an absolute miracle.
It would. There are 2 Templar there, and they do not have enough energy for Storm, but in about 20 seconds, they will have enough energy for Storm.
Oh! They're just feedbacking on the Ghosts. Boom.
Nice. That was good.
But that does certainly attract the KraSS up and decide to come and destroy this Nexus, so maybe...
Final cancel the warp in, bam!
Very, very nice play. And no cancel goes down on the Nexus, which isn't a huge problem because there is quite a large bank up at the moment for ToD. And KraSS actually spends his bank insanely well just by building command centers. Like, literally, he's just constantly building command centers. Oh, I've got 400 minerals. Better build a command center right now.
Better hit T and see how many command centers he actually has. He has 8 orbital commands, and he has 1 command center. And he also has 20 supply depots. Fun fact.
Fun fact indeed. Now, some ghosts are trying to make their way forward. Getting some good EMPs off on most of that army, but a storm does hit for the moment. But still, EMPs are going down. It's pretty painful to watch some more good storms. The Viking count looking really nice, though. 20 Vikings is brilliant. There's also those 8 High Templar up against 12 ghosts. I'd say KraSS is in a comfortable spot at the moment. But look at this. ToD very bravely trying to take that top right base right next to KraSS.
So brave. So risky, so cool. Anyway, I think we've missed a bit of an unsung hero of this game. If you look at the right base of KraSS, there's a DT there with 23 kills. So I kind of missed that, but that's a big deal. 23 workers killed, so there's only 40 SCVs for KraSS, and he doesn't really have a big bank. So if his entire army gets lost, he could be in some trouble.
He could be, and of course those warpins for ToD will allow him to resupply very quickly. We do have personal cloaking coming down as well as +3 ship weapons for KraSS though, and as we can see, a Colossus does go down, but the blink does mean that a couple of Vikings die in the process.
Oh my god, look at that base on the right side that we called so brave and so cool. Looks like ToD is gonna reinforce it with a stunning 13 cannons and a few High Templars for a storm, so that base is in a very unconventional spot, but it's turning out to be pretty safe.
Well, I did call it. I said all ToD needed to do was build lots of photon cannons and he'd be fine. And indeed, he's just apparently got to the same page as me now and is like, yes, 13 cannons, that should save me from any drops. Unless, of course, they become behind the mineral line, which would just be so hilarious if they just came and dropped out and none of the cannons could attack. But
it would be so funny if like a single medevac flies over there and kills the Nexus from the behind and those cannons are sitting there like, oh, those Marines now meeting the cannons. Hi, cannons.
Like, hi, cannons. I wasn't expecting you up there.
Oh, bye, medevac.
Yeah, we can see the good amount of damage actually being done on the left-hand side of the map. ToD, rather, did get some good storms off. KraSS, he's just pulling back. He needs to be careful to make sure that he doesn't trade costs ineffectively, which currently he is. He's lost 22,000 resources compared to just the 15,000 of the Protoss player.
We've seen this happen before. KraSS dominating the early mid game and the mid game and getting himself to a good lead in the late game, but just not being able to close it out, losing those big battles. I wanted to call them team fights for a second.
Yeah, those big team fights indeed are absolutely devastating. And well, as we can see that the Vikings, they're taking a lot of damage. The storms are really good. The scans are great for KraSS, but look at those storms. So much damage done there. That must have been one of the most painful storms I've seen in a long, long time. And
that was a really good storm. But there's a lot of energy in store for the medevacs, so they can just heal it back.
Now, clearly ToD also wants to keep this very far left watchtower. He's reinforcing the watchtower with a good number of cannons as well. So he does not want that going down. Meanwhile, the right-hand base still mining comfortably. But in terms of income, actually ToD is powering ahead. He's got 1,700 minerals coming in compared to just the 500 minerals a minute for KraSS.
Yeah, KraSS, once again, he doesn't have the income. And it's going to be... This game is going to boil down to one fight. And if KraSS loses the fight, it's over. And if ToD loses the fight, he might be able to reinforce and still stay in the game. But if KraSS loses the fight, it's GG. It's over. There's no way.
And that, I think KraSS must know that because his money's so low. And I can't help but feel that he overbuilt command centers.
He might have built a few too many. Yeah. I mean, having a few extra is good, but he has a ridiculous amount. Is it still at 9?
I think he has more than that if I take a look. Yeah, he has...
It's 9.
Yep.
9 in total.
9.
8 orbital commands and 1 planetary fortress. And the planetary fortress is the one who is under attack. KraSS completely out of position.
And this is the last mining base.
It is his last mining base. It is. This is... Yeah, it's going to be what we said earlier, just even worse. I mean, anything he loses, he cannot really replace anymore.
He did have the base on the very right, though, the 4th base he took, which was mining, but unfortunately for him, a single DT killed a stupid number of SCVs, and also the orbital command itself. So that was problematic. We've seen now another DT coming in, but a scan will put an end to it.
Looks like a forest of cannons is going to get taken down here. Oh, that storm is good. but is it going to be enough to deter the Terran player? He is losing so much taking these cannons out, and once again, that's stuff you cannot instantly replace.
Yep, we can see the ToD does have a slight supply advantage now by just 10, but this Nexus almost certain to go down. Some storms are likely to start hitting. EMPs just forcing ToD to really consider, is it worth pushing up there or shall I just lose it? And it looks like he's going for the approach of just laying it die. A single GT swiping away as well, no detection in KraSS' army, and that's a bit of a problem in unto itself.
He could EMP it if he feels up to it, if he knows where it is. He's going to hit it with an EMP, but he has 8 orbital commands, so he should be able to spare a scan somewhere.
There we go, the scan going off, but the Nexus falling. ToD, he's counter pushing at the other side of the map. He is going for it. He's going to take out this orbital command very quickly indeed. And as we can see, KraSS is completely broke. 3 minerals and 17 gas. That is all.
1 mineral, 5 minerals, 3 minerals, 2 minerals, 1 mineral. It is very low. He is hardly going to be able to produce a single marine. Finally re-establishing mining at his 4th base, so he's got a little bit of income, but he's got to make things work now. And look at this. This is a bit of desperation, I think, playing here.
Yeah, a desperation push is indeed coming in. The Vikings, though, able to deal a lot of damage to those Colossi. So many Vikings there, nearly all of them down. And those Vikings do have the +3 air weapons, which is why they're able to do so much. There's also a good number of them out, but this is the engagement. The storms are hitting quite nicely, but so much energy on those medevacs as well just mean that for the moment, KraSS, he's pushing forward. ToD, he's falling back to the safety of his cannons, and this is the base that he desperately needs to keep up. There's no storms left, though. There's 6 High Templar, but they're nowhere to be seen. So, is KraSS going to be able to do it?
Yeah, they do not have enough energy for storms just yet, and this, oh my god, ToD is in some trouble. This is one of his last mining bases too, but he has a big bank. He has 5,000 minerals in the bank. He can rebuild a lot of the stuff, but so far he's been losing this engagement. He lost his oh so costly Colossus, but he's reproducing them. He's reproducing 2 Colossus, but there's still 10 Vikings on the field. But if those Vikings die, they are not going to be coming back, so Colossi could be a good option.
Now there's more scans coming down here for KraSS at the moment. He's trying to get a good read on what his opponent is doing, where his movements are. But the concern, of course, for KraSS is that what if he gets his army really separated? ToD's top base is about to die, though. We can see these Marines and Marauders and medevacs going over. The Vikings just trying to pick off any reinforcing Colossi, but none there at the moment.
Nope, no lucky pickoffs there for our Terran player, who is taking out another Protoss base. ToD now mining off of only 1 mining base, his 4th, but there are still some minerals left.
Yeah, the 4th base, though, for KraSS is now getting shut down by the small Stalker Zealot Archon force, and a lot of SCVs dying as well, taking KraSS down to just 10 to the 42 workers of ToD. And these probes are dancing with death right now, just running alongside those infantry units.
Yeah, probes, of course, important units to take out when you get to a stage in the game like this one. And oh man, I'm not really sure what our Terran player is doing. He needs to go and push and kill ToD, because every second that passes, ToD becomes so much more powerful. He is mining effectively. He's got a big bank. He's got 4 Colossi, I believe.
Yep, he has got 4 Colossi. 5 and 6 are in production as well. Archon's coming, Immortals coming out. In terms of the army supply, 142 to 115 in the Protoss favor. That's fairly big. All of the upgrades done for ToD as well. 333 shields, weapons, and armor. And as we can see now, it looks like KraSS is going to start trying to push forward.
Yeah, here comes KraSS. He knows he has to push, and this is going to be a very, very difficult battle for him to win. He has to get amazing EMPs, amazing positioning, has to snipe all the Colossi with his super weak Vikings, who will all die to a single storm. Difficult, difficult, difficult.
It is going to be incredibly problematic now, but as we can see for the moment, KraSS, he's just biding his time, and I can't help but feel, just as you rightly said earlier, Lillian, that if he waits too long, that's going to be the problem for him.
It is. He's got to go now. Do it. And there he goes.
And he does. He gets an Immortal. That's a good little snipe off there.
That's a few probes.
Also a nice little snipe.
I mean, it's not much, but it's something. I mean, everything he can get, he has to grab with both hands and tightly hold on to it. Every second that passes, once more, ToD gets more powerful. ToD will be able to get maxed out in a minute. And, yeah, KraSS
the only problem for ToD is that he's run out of gas, but that's because he's just started another Colossus. Some Zealots also doing a nice bit of counter-attacking, and there's nothing really back here, but this counter-attack all it's got to do is deny this mining base, and it's absolutely fine. If he forces the lift there or kills the orbital command, that would be absolutely tragic for KraSS and could possibly end the game as well. And it is on fire. Where's the SCVs to come and repair it?
Well, there's another 20 backup command center, so losing that one isn't the worst case scenario, but not mining there is the worst case scenario. Here come the Ghost. This could be the last push of the game.
It could be up. We see KraSS go. He's so far behind in supplies. Some storms already hitting, just denying KraSS the option to run up that ramp. Some more storms are going down. The damage just whittling away, chipping away at this Terran force. And well, scans are near never ending. But there's, even if this cannot be anything after this, if KraSS does not destroy that force and win the game, he will lose. He's got no money, no income, and only 4 SCVs on the field.
It cannot happen. KraSS, at this point, ToD is even going to be aggressive. He knows how far ahead he is. He knows he cannot lose this anymore. Such a small army, so weak. Hardly any Marines and Marauders left in there. And there's the aggressive blink. Here comes ToD, even pulling his workers. He knows if he wins this battle, he wins the game. And oh my god, does he win it. GG, well played, congratulations coming out of our German Terran player. And ToD is going to take this series 5-4 after 3 hours plus of
3
games.
hours plus, indeed. So I hope all of you enjoyed that. It was spectacular to cast. It was really good fun. Such close games, such good strategies. Remember, the grand finals of the ESET UK Masters are taking place on the 22nd to 25th of March. So make sure you check out esetukmasters.com for all the latest information, and of course all the social medias, which are just your favorite social media site / ESET UK Masters. Lillian, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
If you want to go ahead and follow my wonderful co-caster Maddles here, he is at Maddles SE2, or is it Maddles?
Maddles SC2.
At Maddles SE2 on Twitter, if you want to go ahead and follow him. He tweets a lot about when he uploads new things to his YouTube channel, other live commentaries he does. Definitely a cool guy to follow. I'm at Lurlian on Twitter. I don't really tweet much. Don't go follow me, but you may if you really want to. I do tweet every now and then, and I do love you if you follow me.
Just tweet to make him happy. But of course, the most important thing is ESET UK Masters. We will be there live, so we look forward to seeing you all. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.